Hi there, everyone. Good afternoon. It's Beth Kozik from Elegant Greetings. Saturday once again, and time for our catalog copycat cards. Welcome to my studio. Thank you so much for joining me today. We always start out with giving away the project that I created last week. So this was a really cute card we made with the Peaceful Deer stamp set and also the coordinating punch, which is called the Deer Builder. These are both available in our mini catalog. And we use some of the free designer paper that can be earned through Celebration, and it's called Peaceful Prints, and it coordinates with this stamp set and this punch. So we did a little bit of blending on the designer paper itself. We stamped the trees, and then we use the punch to cut out the deer out of the actual designer paper. So it's a really, really cute card. And I want to thank everybody for watching and commenting on YouTube. I really appreciate it. So those who placed a comment there are all in the drawing. So let's go ahead and pick the winner of this card. All right, and our winner this time is B. There you go, B. So I will mail that to you very soon. Thank you again, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate it. All right, our card today comes from our annual catalog. This is a really fun one. And this particular bundle will be featured in my September Stamp Your Way classes. My classes are always held on the fourth weekend of every month. So that's a Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. And I provide 3 different suites or bundles of products. And then everybody can choose which bundle or products they want to work with. And then they can select either the Saturday or the Sunday afternoon. So I'm really excited to show you this one. It's called All Squared Away. We're on page 117. And here's what this looks like. It is really fun. It was introduced to me at a class I went to a couple months ago, and it has this really fun stamp set, which of course can be used on its own, but the coordinating dies just make it 100% better. So it has these fun square patterns and then all of these sentiments. But here's the star of the show. The dies that go with this set are so fun, and they layer right over these square designs. So that's what we're going to do today on the card that I'm making. Super, super cute. So it involves a little bit of die cutting, a little bit of stamping. And the card that we're going to make is this one right here in the middle. This one here. Okay, so we're going to kind of start out with making this card. And if you notice here, there is a step it up notification. So what we can do with our stamping is go from very simple to kind of an intermediate to a more advanced look. So there's something for everyone here. If a person's taste is simple, super easy, we could definitely make this card. If we want to step it up a little bit, use the die cutting machine, this card. And then here, if we wanted to use some different colors, an embossing folder, the dies, really easy. So for today, we're going to work on this card. So I'm going to keep my catalog very handy here so I can watch what I'm doing and follow the design. Tools we're going to need this time are, we're going to work with our Stamparatus. So this is something that every crafter should have on their table. This is a positioning apparatus, I guess you call it. That's why they call it Stamparatus. So it's Stampin' Up's exclusive design, and it is basically a platform, and it has comes with 2 positionable plates. These are clear plates. Basically, these become our blocks. So we are placing our stamps right onto these plates and using them as our blocks. So I'll show you what that means in just a second. So we do have the ability to place both of these on at the same time. Today we only need one, so I'm just going to keep that one in place. And then it also has some accessories. So we're going to be using, the stamps we're using are red rubber, so we don't need to use the foam mat, but it does come with the foam mat, which would be used if we were using a photopolymer stamp set, because that just gives a little bit of extra cushion that's needed to get a really good image. Another accessory is this grid paper, which would fit right onto the surface. So if we had a larger stamp we were using on a smaller piece of paper, we would definitely want to place one of the pieces of the scrap grid paper into the Stamparatus so it protects our surface. So, and then these are the magnets that come with it. They are extremely strong. So I have a little piece of washi tape over this one, so it just helps me to kind of pull it off of, this is a metallized platform. So you can see when the magnets go on, they are super, super strong. And we never ever want to have our magnets touching, because if they do clink together, they can break. So the good news is if that happens, we do sell replacement magnets. Okay, so the magnets are there to hold our paper in place while we are stamping. All right, and the Stamparatus is just $49, and it's right at that point where it would qualify for a free celebration product. So if interested, that's a real easy way to gain a free product from Celebration. We're also using our Fresh Freesia ink, Pear Pizzazz ink. We have our green Tombow glue. We're going to do a little bit of blending, so I pulled out my blending brush. We need glue dots, dimensionals, and we're adding on these really cute loose flower flourishes. Aren't they adorable? So these are in our new in colors. So the Fresh Freesia is the one that we're going to use today. So I'll keep those closed up so they don't go all over my table. And then our stamp is Good Things Grow. So that's our sentiment. And then the stamps that we're going to use from the set, we're going to be placing on our Stamparatus. We're going to use all 4 of the square designs. So I'm going to pull those off out of my case. And of course our labels are super sticky, which is so nice because they cling so well to our blocks and to our Stamparatus. Okay, so our paper, let me pull out all the papers which are underneath here. We need a piece of Fresh Freesia, which is going to be our card base, and that is cut to 8.5 by 5.5 and then scored in the middle at 4 1/4. And then we need a piece of our basic white. This is going to be for die cutting those overlays. So I think this is about 2 by 8.5 or so. And then we have a scrap for a sentiment, 1/2 inch by whatever we're going to cut down. And then this piece is 5.5 by, I think I cut it to 4. So the first step is to place our cardstock onto our Stamparatus. Get this centered here for you. Get all my things out of the way. There we go. All right, and if you notice, it has this nice set of grids on the base, so we can easily place our paper, get it very straight, and then I'm just going to put this magnet over the corner. So that's going to keep my paper in place, and then down on this corner, the same thing. You can see how strong they are. They barely want to come off of the base. There we go. Okay, so that is centered. And now I'm going to add on my stamps. So I'm placing these with the rubber side down right onto the paper where I want them to be stamped. So I'm going to place them kind of together because when I measured out the size of the paper, just kind of judging by what I saw in the catalog, these were very close together. And if you notice where the black part is, there's going to be a gap. Even though I have these right together, there will definitely be a gap in between the two where there won't be any ink. So I want to position these, and I'm looking at the grid lines and lining these up so they're about even. Doesn't have to be perfect, of course. And then the other two here on the bottom. Okay, that looks good. And again, there's going to be a little bit of space around these after the stamping happens because the labels are, well, the stamping surface is a little bit smaller than what the actual stamp is. All right, those are in place. And now the next step is to simply close down the lid of my Stamparatus. And I'm just going to press that on there so that it lifts my stamps off, okay? So now this becomes our stamping block, and we're going to ink up our stamps. You see my paper stayed in place because those magnets held it there. And now I'm going to add ink to my stamps. So I'm opening up our fresh Freesia ink, and I'm just going to place that all over. Make sure I get lots of ink everywhere. Nice and easy. Okay, that looks good. Okay, and now all we have to do is close the Stamparatus onto the cardstock. I'm just going to press down. So see how that became our block that holds our stamp in place and then allows us to position it exactly where we need it on the paper. All right, let's see how we did here. Oh, that looks good. Okay, see how some of the spots were missed? So if we were just stamping with a block, it would be really difficult to go back and try to line it up and fill those in. But with the Stamparatus, all I have to do is go back and lay it back onto the cardstock, press down on the spots where it was missed. There we go. I still see a little bit more I could press on. So we can keep going over and over until we get the full image stamped. There we go. That looks great. Okay, so a Stamparatus is great for doing multiples. So say I needed to make 20 of these, I would leave my stamps in place on the plate, and I would simply put in a new piece of cardstock each time, and then I could repeatedly stamp the exact same image over and over and over again. And now to clean this, we just want to grab our chamois, and I'll just wipe off the ink. It's nice and easy, so it's ready to go for the next one. But obviously if I were making multiples, I would just re-ink, put in a new piece of paper, stamp it, and keep going. Okay, so that is our Stamparatus. If any gets onto the plate, we just wipe that with the chamois, so super easy to use. All right, so we have this piece now that's ready to go, and we have our base, and next we are going to do a little bit of die cutting. So let me show you how fun these dies are. I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine, and I'm going to lay these onto my white cardstock. They all should fit here on my base. Hopefully you can see this. And then I'm just going to lay these right on here. Now the thing about dies that have a straight edge, there is a little trick here. You can kind of see that I placed this on an angle. So I learned this from another demonstrator, so thank you, Debbie, for the tip. We don't want to have our straight dies go in through the machine with that real straight edge going in. We just want to put it on an angle so that the point of the die goes through first. And that will make a much easier pass through. It's a little easier on the plates. They won't warp as much. So now I'm just gonna feed this through. And just one crank will cut right through all of these. Okay, so let's move our machine out of the way here. Okay, and now here's the magic. Look at how fun this is. Look how cute these are. Oh, I'm just so in love with this. So there's one. And here's another. And all these pieces cut right through, so it is very sharp. Let's see, that must be the top of that one. So one pass through, just cut right through all of that paper. Let's see, where is my fourth one? Here it is here. There we go. So those are our 4 overlays that we're going to use to put over the stamping that we just did. Okay, so I think that we are ready to assemble. Oh, we have one more thing to do, and that is our blending. So I'm just going to grab a scrap paper here, and I think they blended on this one here. Yes. So we want to take a little bit of our Flourishes ink, and this is our blending brush. For those who aren't aware, it's a super soft, there's, I don't know, thousands and thousands of little itty bitty brushes. It's super, super soft. So what it does, the result of blending with it is that it is really an even and very soft kind of a way to add color to cardstock. So I'm just taking a little bit on my brush, tapping it in, and then tapping off a little. And then I'm just doing that flower, so it has a little bit of color on there. And then I'm going to remove as much of that purple as I can. And then we're going to go over to the green, our Pear Pizzazz, and add a little bit of color to the leaves. So same thing, I'm just tapping into my ink, tap off a little, and then I'm just using a swirly motion. See how easy it is to add that nice soft color? I love blending brushes. And then when finished, these are super easy to clean. Just run them under water. It's all water-based ink, so that will wash out. And then just prop it upright to dry, air dry. Oh, and then while I have the green ink open here, see how cute that turned out? Just adds a little bit of color. Next, I'm going to add the sentiment to our scrap. And this says, "Good things grow," which is really cute to go along with the flowers. There we go, that looks good. And now I think we're ready to assemble. So we have our card base and our sentiment. I'm just going to snip this down a little bit with my scissor. And then I'll add a couple of dimensionals behind here. Okay, so that's ready. And then I'm going to use my green glue to place our stamped piece right over the top of the front of our card. All right, come on, glue. All right. Oh, we will grab another one. Sometimes they clog a little and we have to stick a needle or a pin through there. There we go, that's better. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue all the way around the perimeter, not too close to the edge because we don't want any to seep out. All right, and then that's going to go edge to edge. I cut it exactly the width of my card, and I'm leaving just a little tiny bit, maybe 1/8 of an inch or so, top and bottom. All right, and now we're going to take our overlays. These are going to fit right over, so I just need to put a little bit of glue on all of these, a little bit in the corners. Just drops here and there. Okay, so here's the first one. We're going to place right over. See how fun that is? It just adds such a nice frame to the stamping we did underneath. And then this one will go up in the left corner. And the green glue is great for this because we can just get a little tiny bit wherever we need. All right, and there's the next one. Look how cute. Love that. Oh, I got a little leaker over here in the corner. All right, and then we have the third one. I'm kind of putting them together at the middle point. All right, and then our final one goes down here. That is such a cute look. I love that. I hope to make more samples with this. Obviously, when we have class next month, or next at the end of September, I will have a lot more to share with you since we are going to do a class with this bundle. There we go. Look how cute. All right, very sweet. Whoops. Okay, now we're good. And then our final step is to add on these flower flourishes, which are super cute. Let's see how many they have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have 3 of the larger ones. These fingers are sticky, so they're sticking to me. And then 2 of the little teeny tiny ones. Look how little they are. They're sweet. And we could use any color, but I'll do exactly what they did in the catalog. All right, and then I'm just going to use my green glue. I think maybe I'll put my sentiment on so I have that where it needs to be. And that goes right there. And then I'm going to also use, I was going to use glue dots, but I think I'll just use my liquid glue to put these in place. And we'll put one here. So I'm putting the glue onto the project. Just a little dot. And then these will add some dimension. Oh my goodness, look how cute that is. So sweet. And obviously if this gets mailed, we would want to put a little piece of bubble wrap over to protect once it's inside the envelope, so that when it goes through the post office, it doesn't get, the envelope won't get demolished. And then one little one out here on the side. Actually, I'm going to use my tweezers to put these on because they're so teeny. Cute. And then there's one more under this spot right here. It's kind of, whoopsie, kind of hiding under, partially under the sentiment. And then we need one right here, little teeny one. And then our final one goes, looks like it goes right over here. There, isn't that sweet? Oh, I love that card. So cute. So this is the All Squared Away bundle. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a gentle crease, being careful, but we want that to have a nice crisp edge on it. Okay, so there is our finished card. Isn't that adorable? I'm in love with this set. I really love that. So let's bring in the catalog. So here's the catalog card, and then here's my card. All right, everybody. Well, that is it for today. Again, if you're interested in the Stamparatus or this bundle or any other products, feel free to contact me. I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you again next Saturday. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.